Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I'm back with another video. Make this video real fast, real quick. The Lakers found their successor, their next head coach. It's Frank Vogel. Okay, it's a 3-year deal, $5 million per season. Okay, and one of the things that has to be been in place was Jason Kidd being assistant coach. All right. Now, despite what everybody says, all the talking heads, including Stephen A. Smith, okay, basically saying that, it's really Jason Kidd's job in a way. And the reason why they couldn't just give Jason Kidd the job, simple fact of Jason Kidd's track record when it comes to his coaching record and his personal things that happened in his personal life, okay? The domestic violence, the DUI, things of that nature, okay? So, they just couldn't just outright give it to Jason Kidd because it would have been a huge backlash, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel is actually a better fit for the Los Angeles Lakers than, Tyronn Lue, as well as, I forgot the other coach that went to the Phoenix Suns. And Luke Walton, I'm going to explain why, because his resume, his coaching experience, and his track record, he has a very successful track record, okay? He took Indiana to the Eastern Conference Finals, had some mediocre success with the Orlando Magic. I feel, and he's under a coaching tree of us, and he has a lot of people in the coaching organization that can vouch for him, such as Greg Popovich, such as Phil Jackson, and also even Larry Bird. They all give Frank Vogel the thumbs up, and truthfully be honest, he's a better candidate than Tyronn Lue. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Tyronn Lue went, when Tyronn Lue took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals, very on a consistent level, and they won one, okay? So should that play a huge factor as far as Tyronn Lue being the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers? And to that I say this, LBJ was on that roster, and I think it had more to do with LBJ. The East was not the beast, okay? So, when you put all of those elements in there, really, he would have been, if Frank Vogel would have turned down this job, you couldn't give it to Jason Kidd, then the next logical choice would have been Tyronn Lue. But the same people that say that are the same people that says, well, the reason why the Los Angeles Lakers are never going to succeed is because they hire within. They're always hiring former players. They're always hiring former GMs. They used to GM for the Lakers back in the day, coaches, things of that nature. But seem like people skip over the fact that Tyronn Lue used to play for the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? So which is it, all right? It's a damn if they do, damn if they don't, all right? So Frank Vogel, to me, and they gave him $5 million a year. They offered Tyronn Lue $6 million, okay? And, a lot of people thought that the sticking point, the reason why Tyronn didn't accept it was the simple fact of he had to tie in, Jason Kidd had to be on his coaching staff as his assistant coach, okay? And Tyronn Lue was cool with it. Frank Vogel is cool with it, okay? Technically, you got two head coaches on that roster. You got Frank Vogel, who's going to demand respect. If you've been playing more than 6+ years in the NBA, you know Frank Vogel, okay? So he has that type of resume. He has that type of presence, okay? It's something that you can't just dish him off to the side and say this is your first head coaching stuff. Well, what do you know, okay? Frank Vogel knows more about basketball than a lot of these players that are still playing today, okay? That's not dissing LeBron James. LeBron James, thinks this is he, even though he hasn't officially co-signed to this, okay? if you have to give an educated guess, he's on board with this decision. All right. So you got Frank Vogel. Clearly, he's going to do the X's and O's. And he's also the type of coach who won it both ways. He won it with veteran players, and he also had some monetary success with the younger players. Okay, so Brandon Ingram is going to improve. Since they got Frank Vogel, Alonzo Ball, his stock is going to rise. Kyle Kuzma, the list goes on and on. All these younger players. Okay, now Jason Kidd, on the other hand, he has a presence about him because not too long ago he used to play in the NBA. Okay, so clearly LeBron James, he played alongside LeBron James in Olympic basketball. He played against LeBron James in the finals when he was a player with the Dallas Mavericks. All right, and so as far as that goes, he's going to get respect from LeBron James. Clearly, these two coaches are going to, LeBron James is going to give them all the praise and the respect in the world. He's not going to be in their way. He's not going to stunt their growth. Okay, so you got Jason Kidd, Frank Vogel, Jason Kidd, and technically with two head coaches, Frank Vogel is going to oversee the operation with the basketball team, okay? But I feel like Jason Kidd, since he's there, and even though he doesn't have a very successful track record doing this, he can handle the younger ones, try to wrangle in the younger ones to get them to understand what it's like to play alongside LeBron James. What's the expectations? What the criteria, okay? So when they have those back-to-back nights and the younger players are not feeling this media pressure, this aura about LeBron James, they can pretty much bounce ideas with Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd can stir them in to let them understand that, this is what it's like when you have an NBA superstar on your roster. Okay, even though, and I said this earlier, even though Jason Kidd does not have a resume when it comes to developing younger players, i.e., go to the Milwaukee Bucks. He pretty much stunted their growth, and when he left, they only improved. Okay, so even though he doesn't have that type of track record, I feel like Jason Kidd can handle all the other things. And I'm not saying Frank Vogel couldn't handle these things, but it makes Frank Vogel's job a little bit easier. Clearly, Frank Vogel going to be the head coach. They're not going to do this up and down. We're going to try to outscore you philosophy. I think that's been thrown out the window. That left with Luke Walton. Okay, this is going to be a traditional basketball set. They're going to play a half-court defense. They're going to play a teammates going to be helping other teammates on defense. It's going to be less. It's going to be man-to-man, but it's going to have a sprinkle of some zone in there, half-court zone. I think where the Los Angeles Lakers failed scheme-wise was they was trying to play zone with some freelancing. Okay. And when you got those two things going, that's not going to help your offense any. I mean, it's not going to help your team, okay? Because you don't know when he's going to improvise, okay? You don't know if he's going to stay in his zone, in his area, or he's going to come over and do some freelancing. Plus, LeBron James, he took plays off on defense, so he'll pretty much stand there. And a lot of teams figured that out, and they knew LeBron James wasn't going to run up and defend him. So I think all of that stuff is out the window. I think Frank Vogel is going to, they're going to be defensive first. They're going to practice defense first, offense second. And the reason why you do that is because you got a lot of older players, such as LeBron James, all right? And, you got question marks on the offensive end. Kyle Kuzma may be a great scorer, All right. But at the same time, his track record is he's wishy-washy. You don't know if he's going to score 30 or if he's going to score 13. When you got that uncertainty with some players on the Los Angeles Lakers, clearly, and there's a rabbit right there. Clearly, you don't have a consistent scorer on your team. Clearly, you understand your identity, you understand your talent base, and you practice defense. Let's get into the defense, get them to challenge them on plays, maybe get a stop or two, and then we set up on the other side. Instead of running down the court trying to shoot first, they're going to set up. They're going to have a traditional set up offense. Okay, with shooters on the corners. Maybe a big man, or if LeBron James wants to, I think LeBron James, I think he should realize this, that he's no spring chicken, and I feel like putting LeBron James at the post, now he controls the ball, where the direction the ball is going, and whether or not he's going to bring it down for an easy two, or let the defense clog him, and he kicks it out to a shooter. Clearly, with this decision, I don't think Rondo is going to be on the roster. Okay, it's just my sneaking suspicion. I think they're going to experiment with Alonzo Ball. They're going to see what can Alonzo Ball do. I feel so they're going to let him be. He's going to be your point guard going in next year, but they're going to have a backup plan, and they're going to try to sign shooters. I think I think JJ Redick is available this offseason. You can overpay for JJ Redick for his services. Okay. And I feel like, there are going to be some other veteran shooters out there. So this roster is going to look like you're going to have spot up shooters. LeBron James maybe at the post or maybe at the wing. And that's how the offense is going to start. Okay. That's my opinion. You got to go by what they have. Okay. And what they don't have. I feel like this is going to stunt the growth of Brandon Ingram. All right. This is going to stunt the growth of Kyle Kuzma. Because when you look at those players, those are ISO players, okay? More so with Brandon Ingram, less so with Kyle Kuzma. But those players need the ball and they need time to create, okay? So when you got those players, it makes it difficult, all right? You can't have a traditional offensive set when you got somebody on the high wing, an ISO player on the high wing, and he's taking 5 or 10 seconds off the shot clock. Clearly, this is going to be ball movement, pushing the ball around. This is not going to be one person demanding the rock all the time. Now, occasionally, if LeBron James gets hot and LeBron James get on one of them streaks, it can turn into that, okay? But the majority of the time, it's going to be the ball is going to be moving around more than the players. Okay, when last year Luke Walton was moving the players around, but the ball would stay. Okay, so you're gonna have your spot up shooters. You can probably get JJ Redick. I don't think you can, but you probably could get him. Could get him if you overpay for him, and you're gonna get some other veteran shooters that are either going to be cut by other teams. Teams think that they just don't have it anymore. And there is a possibility of a Carmelo Anthony. If Carmelo Anthony can come in, and I think Carmelo Anthony's best years are behind him, but Carmelo Anthony, even though, and I always state this, when you play more than 7 years in any type of professional sport, you're pretty much who you are. It's hard for you to change into something else. But if Carmelo Anthony is willing to come off the bench, if Carmelo Anthony is willing to go in on certain plays, okay, what's up, man? Go in on certain plays And if Carmelo Anthony could move the rock around, then Carmelo Anthony, I can see a scenario where the Lakers may be kicking the tires around for Carmelo Anthony. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on. That's pretty much what's going on. He must have said something. He must didn't say. He must have said something that was not too pleasing. Okay, so that's what's going on in the world of sports. Frank Vogel is now the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel, was it the right decision? I think it is the right decision. Predict who's going to win the finals. Who's going to win the finals? I feel like it's going to be, I can't predict that, but I can tell you this, is the Golden State Warriors and the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay? I like the Milwaukee Bucks a lot. And the Golden State Warriors, you have to admit, with some more time off with Boogie, there's a rumor, I'm not a rumor, a report surfacing that Boogie could come back by the finals if the Golden State Warriors make it to the finals, which they are. And with the type of injury Kevin Durant has, he's probably gonna miss 1 or 2 weeks. And if I was the Golden State Warriors, I would let, clearly they beat the Rockets. So now they got time. I would see a scenario where Kevin Durant will probably play game 2. Does Kyrie moving, hold up. Okay, does Kyrie moving to the Lakers? No, I don't. I mean, there's a scenario where there's a possibility where Kyrie Irving could go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I just don't see it. I would love for it to happen, but if Kyrie Irving, and I have been stating this on my last video, if Kyrie Irving goes to the Lakers, clearly Alonzo Ball is not going to be there. All right, they're gonna. I can see a scenario where Kyrie Irving signs an extension and Boston trades Kyrie Irving to the Lakers, and in return, the Lakers give them a couple of draft picks. It's not going to mean much, and Alonzo Ball, okay? And Alonzo Ball will fit better with the Boston Celtics because he's more of a facilitator than a playmaker, okay? Kyrie Irving going to the Lakers, that's going to be your number 2 scorer, okay? So on some nights, your number 1 scorer, okay? It's in theory and on paper, it sounds great, but I just don't see, I just don't see it. I just don't see it, okay? Big thumbs up with you, bro. Thank you very much. I gotta go, guys. I apologize, I can't be on much longer. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, and I'm up out of here. Deuces, y'all have a wonderful Sunday.